Hello, welcome to our very first episode of the Brilliantly You Business Show. This is a brand new weekly Facebook Live that I'm going to be doing where we're going to be covering a different topic to help you build your business online using marketing and mindset tools, tips, strategies that I have learned along my journey along the way. But particularly, I'm so passionate about helping you build your business being brilliantly you, by being yourself, bringing out all of that amazingness that you have inside of you. And so that's kind of the things that I'm really going to be helping you with this weekly show. So it's going to be this time, this day, every single week. And so this is the very first one, which I'm really excited about. Now, I do have a bit of a confession. I forgot about this. I went for a lovely big walk with my mum this morning. It's her birthday, and I had just finished lunch. I was about to go and have a shower, and suddenly I got the reminder, 10 minutes, and I was like, oh crap. So apologies for not looking my best for the very first show. I wanted to at least have had my hair washed and not be stinking of sweat. But hey ho, reality. I show up as I am. Again, I kind of bring out the bring out myself in everything as well. So I hope you're well. So today, what we're going to be talking about is 4 steps for starting this year out strong. And I'm going to be giving you those 4 steps that you can do to really help you set yourself up for success starting right now if you haven't started already, or kind of getting into some momentum. So do join the conversation with me. I'd love to kind of see who's here with me live, or if you're watching on the replay. So comment in with your name, where you're watching from, whether you're here live with me or you're watching this later on. Share with me who you are so I can kind of say either do some shout outs live, or I'll make sure I go back and reply to any comments as soon as I can for those of you that might be watching this later on. I know I have an international audience, and so there's going to be time zone differences. So do join in with me. So happy New Year to everybody. I hope you all had a lovely break where you took some downtime to just kind of be present with your loved ones. We're able to just have some downtime to kind of refresh. But, we're on New Year. And so we really want to make sure we start out strong. Obviously, this last year has just gone a bit nuts, hasn't it? It's gone crazy. I was watching the news earlier about what's obviously gone on in America yesterday, which is just crazy. But, at the end of the day, life is going to happen regardless of what's going on. And so you've got to be able to still continue running your business. And it's going to kind of, part of what I'm going to talk about today is with life happening, because there's going to be things that are happening. And obviously for all of us, it's constant, change, or, things are kind of being hit at us right now. And so just know that I'm here to support you and to help you along the way. And I'll kind of share as much as I can with you to help you to, let's say, build and continue to grow your business whilst being brilliantly you. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So do comment in with me as we're going through. And I'd love for you, as we go through this this video and this training today, is I would love for you to kind of, anytime you get any sort of takeaway, little nugget bomb, whatever, I would love for you to put in the chat #nugget, and then share with me what that takeaway was that you've got, because it kind of helps me, make sure that I am serving you and providing you value, and that you're really kind of walking away with some value, which is my ultimate goal. And then hopefully you'll then take anything and put it into action as soon as you can. All right. Okay. So, I'm just trying to see, I'm using this software, which is cool. So I'm just thinking, will that see that? So we've got 4 steps to starting 2021 strong. So my first step is all about start as you mean to go on. Now, will this show? Oh yeah, there we go. Got my little agenda to keep me on track and make sure I don't go off too much, which can happen. So really kind of start as you mean to go on. So this is kind of my first little tip for you. So like I mentioned, because, for the last 9-10 months, and it's going to continue this year, lots of things are happening. So you might have had your world turned upside down. You might feel like maybe you're being pulled in 5 different directions with business. Maybe you're got a job as well that you're trying to work from home. You're trying to, homeschool kids and run a house and do all the stuff. So maybe you're feeling like you're being pulled in a million different directions. And so, like I meant, the thing is that there's always going to be something, not necessarily all the time, like constant, but you're going to have to learn how to adapt, how to pivot when life comes at you, and tries to give you a bit of a punch in the face and test your commitment and test your patience and test your oh, postman's just smashing everything on the floor. And just test you. And so I really want to kind of help empower you to know how to be able to adapt and pivot with whatever is kind of coming up for you right now. Okay. So my biggest tip for you on this first thing is to try and if things are crazy for you right now, I feel very fortunate that my day to day isn't that different. It just means I'm not allowed to. I'm not able to go and, see friends or my mom for a nice cup of tea or, any of that kind of stuff. But I feel very fortunate that my day to day isn't too different. I work from home anyway, obviously, because I run my business full time. My husband is a key worker, so he, say key worker, but his industry is pivotal. He works for the water industry, so he goes to work every day. So my kind of normal routine is fairly similar, and I feel very grateful for that. That I am very fortunate, but I've got lots of friends who are, they're struggling, they are self-employed, their businesses have had to close down, they're having to try and juggle so many different things. So, I get it's going to be tough. So my biggest tip for you, especially right now, is keep things as simple as possible for your business. Okay. So, this is something I actually did this year for myself. I kind of moved almost all of my tech stuff, my website, my where I hold my courses, where I all of my funnels, all of my sales, like literally my email autoresponder, almost everything. I had to recreate, and I moved platforms, which was a hell of a job. And so, but one of my drivers for, even though it took a lot of energy and time and money on outsourcing and stuff, I was craving simplicity. There was, even just from the tech side, there were so many different things, and I could feel myself getting overwhelmed. I could feel myself going down this rabbit hole of research and trying to find like the perfect platform, and there is no such thing. So kind of then looking at, what was I willing to compromise on, and blah blah blah. Oh dear God. I wanted to pull my hair out at times, but the thing that I knew that I really wanted and needed was simplicity. So obviously that was to do with tech stuff. So I want you to just kind of get curious and look at your business, and if things feel a little bit too complex for you right now, if you're not able to maybe do your usual routine or schedule that you've created for yourself because of kind of what's going on, or in the future, for kind of future proofing as well, is I would kind of encourage you to look at your processes, your systems, your schedule, whatever it means to you, and look at how you might be able to simplify. Simplifying will hopefully alleviate a lot of that overwhelm, that stress. If like I'm kind of going to be removing some things. I did a lot of rebranding this year. Honestly, last year it was just last year was the year of realignment. That's what I'm going to call it for me. So a lot of things changed because I really had to kind of look back and go, right, what do I really want? What feels good? And it was just getting too busy and too complicated and complex. So I simplified. So that's my kind of encouragement, and my first tip for you: start as you mean to go on. Start small. Keep, that's that acronym KISS. keep it super simple, or some people say keep it simple, sweetheart, like whatever works for you. But keep things simple. It's going to help you to, keep that momentum going, keep that traction going, be as consistent as you can be, and just keep your business ticking over when things are simpler, because it's going to be less for you to worry about. All right. And so if you are joining me, do comment in with me. I'd love to kind of see who we've got here. So I can say, hi, Matty, welcome. Nice to see you here. Um, so yes, do just kind of join the conversation with me. Whenever you get any kind of nugget, takeaway, I would love for you to put in the chat, in the comments, #nugget, and then kind of give me your little takeaway. It helps me to kind of make sure that what I'm sharing is helping and giving you value. All right. So that's number one. All right. Number two is set an intention for the next 30 to 90 days. All right. Now, this one I want to talk a little bit more about in a bit more depth, because it's all good and well go, right, I'm going to plan out my whole year and look at what do I want for the year. Or for the next 6 months even. But, I tend to start at least looking at what do I want for the year? I have like an annual revenue goal, and you might have that as well, especially with needing to adapt and pivot based on current circumstances or future things that might come about, especially for right now. It might help you to you can still give yourself a bit of a goal for the year, but I kind of challenge you to look at a shorter goal, because, even things have changed. Christ, here in the UK or in England specifically, we had a different announcement almost every other day, I think, last week, with changes. And so things can change in a matter of a moment right now. So it might be more beneficial for you or more effective for you to, rather than looking at such a long time span with your goals, is ask yourself, okay, how might I be able to focus on just kind of here and now? So maybe you need to sort of look at setting an intention just for the next 30 days. If you think, things might change too much, or maximum maybe 90 days, because 90 days you can get a lot done. There's some great resources and books about 90-day kind of planning. There's a book called A 12-Week Year. I remember buying a book a few years ago now, and it was like Nail It in 90 Days. It was kind of like a workbook thing. But 90 days can be really impactful to your business. But even if 90 days feels a bit too overwhelming, that's totally fine. It's okay. So maybe look at a 30-day action plan. But I want you to, first off, before you start writing down all of the to-dos and the task list and all the things that you want to do, is I want you to just kind of take a moment, take a breath. And I want you to just think about your intention first, okay? Or you can set the goal and then think about the intention. So I want you to think about, now it took me a little bit of it took me a little while to kind of quite grasp what that meant. I learned about this kind of method from a mentor of mine about kind of, you set the result, then you do the intention, and then you kind of plug in the stuff in between, which I'll talk to a little bit more in a sec. But the intention part is really important. It's really critical. And if you struggle sometimes to think about, well, what does that mean? So let's say, for example, and again, let me hear from you. Pop in the chat, in the comments, what does the word intention mean to you? So if me saying to you, set an intention for the next 30 days, how do you take that? I'm curious to hear how you take that. So please share that with me. And as you're doing that, like I say, it took me a little while. It was kind of like, well, because it would make me feel good. Or I was sort of like, well, okay, so I want to get to 5K this year, or if it's a 10K goal or whatever, it's like, because then I'll know it's working, and so I struggled a little bit initially to think about the intention. And a group of friends of mine, we had a great chat last night all about kind of 90-day planning and stuff. And we really talked about this piece for quite a long time. And it kind of made a bit more sense. I was kind of already starting to get it, but it made a lot more sense. So what you might need to do is kind of look at, I'm going to bring this, this item back up again, is thinking about what do you want? So that's the goal. So say, okay, I want some kind of result at the end of the 30 days. But that's not enough. We want to set the intention for that. So I want you to think about what's the driving force for that goal? Why do you want that? And if you struggle to come up with that, what you can do is ask yourself, what does that mean? Or you might phrase it in a way where it's kind of like, okay, so I want this, so I can this. And then you might need to kind of go down a few different layers. So let's kind of see, just trying to think off the top of my head. So yeah, like I say, you might say, okay, I've got a goal of making 5K in the next 30 days, or even 2K, whatever. Okay, so what's your intention for hitting that goal? And maybe you might have a project that you're working on or something. What's the intention for that? What does having that revenue, or if it's paying yourself a certain amount of money, what does that enable you to do? How will that make you feel making that money? What's the deeper thought behind it? So say, okay, so if I can pay myself £3,000 this month, that means fill in the blank. So like for me, I've got so much I want to do on my house. This is my biggest intention for setting myself bigger goals over the next couple of years, you know, really kind of making my home even more wonderful. I love it, but you know, there's so much I want to do. Also, we bought it last year, you know, so there's lots of things I want to do. I really want to get a new kitchen. I want to, you know, we haven't got any carpets, so I want to get the carpets done. I want to paint all the rooms, and you know, I want to buy a shed, and you know, there's so many things I want to do, and so that needs money. And so it's not just a case of me saying, well, I want to be able to earn so much money in 30 days because it's going to make me feel good. Actually, my intention is so I can do the things on my house, but that's not where you need to stop. So then I want you to be like, and what does that mean? So for me, it's like, okay, I want to be able to, you know, make this forever home wonderful with the things that I want. It's so, this is still an exercise that I have to do. So I haven't even I was thinking about it last night in bed when I couldn't sleep. I was like, okay, I need to go through this very same process as well, because I think my intentions are still a little bit surface level. So, you know, if I think about, okay, well, why do I want to do all the things on my house? And it's like, well, because obviously I'm in this home 99.9% of my life, especially now. And I want to make it feel good. I want to be proud of every single room. I want to know that I have created a safe haven for me and my husband and our future family. And know that I've earned it, and I've created this gorgeous new kitchen because I earned it from my skills, you know, and things like that. So I kind of just encourage you and challenge you to look at that intention, but don't just go with the first thing that comes into your head. So if you're like, I want to get out of debt, okay, what's the reason you want to get out of debt? Is there something on the other side of that you're wanting? To buy a house, to be mortgage free, to leave a legacy for your children, like whatever. Go just those couple of steps further. And so one of those simple little questions that you can ask yourself on the end is, so that I can, or so that, and then whatever. And that just might help you. And when you've got that intention there, that's really going to help you to be clear and connecting, you know, what's going to get you out of bed, what's going to get you working through your action plan that you're going to create, versus, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm just going to watch Netflix. And so that intention, when you've got that there, it's going to really help you to move forward and continually to make progress. All right. So let's see here. So Janet said, oh, sorry, because this was, I think, um, about kind of your takeaway for the word intention, working on your way of breaking your goals. Yeah, so obviously that was, I mean, that's kind of part of it. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's actually a little bit more in terms of the driving force for it. So, what does hitting your goal enable you to do? What will that mean to you? Okay, so that's kind of what I challenge you all to do. So thank you for commenting in. I love it. And I appreciate any kind of likes and loves and hearts. I love all of that kind of stuff. It just lets me know that you're enjoying this. All right. Okay. So just to kind of recap a little bit. So, number one, start as you mean to go on. Keep things simple. Okay. Simplicity is going to help you to keep moving, keep making progress. Second thing was set an intention for the next 30 days, or maybe you might want to look at 90 days. But if you're not in much of a routine and rhythm right now, you might want to consider sticking with a smaller goal. You know, if you go as long as 6 months in a year, you know, so much can change in a year. Like, I'm not that great at planning ahead that much. You know, I've had friends that are like, oh, let's plan a weekend away like next year. And I'm like, obviously not right now, but, and I'm like, who knows where I'm going to be in life in a year? Like, I hate planning things that far forwards, to the point of like actually, you know, putting down a deposit and that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in a year. Who knows? Some people are the opposite, the complete opposite. Okay, so number three is then set one main thing that you are going to work on. All right. So if you've got a 30-day goal, you know, that's not that much time really. So I want you to think about like, what's that main thing that you're going to work on? What like project, or what's the main thing you're going to do? So for example, if you've got a you know, if you're kind of continually promoting a product, maybe it's yours, maybe it's an affiliate product, maybe it's a network marketing. You know, if you're network marketing, you know, you're promoting other people's stuff. Maybe you kind of want to look at, okay, well, I want to increase my sales from this to this, or I want to get more people that I'm talking with to buy it. And that's kind of like your conversion rate of, you know, more people buying whatever it is that you're selling. And so that is going to be like your main focus, because there's going to be lots of different things that you can do to impact. That's the word I was looking for. So what's the word? To impact that result. So, but you know, just kind of saying, well, I want to get more sales, it's too generic. So, you know, that's something I've done is I'm like, okay, I'm getting out a new free resource out for people that I'm going to be creating as a evergreen, which means, you know, something that's continually out there, so people can always sign up for it. And I'm really working then, because it's a brand new, you know, it's a newish offer. So I'm really working on getting a consistent conversion rate, meaning enough people that sign up for my freebie to then buy and be interested to want to buy my program. Okay, so that's that's going to be my main goal for actually this whole quarter. So I'm doing a 90-day goal, and so that's one of my, I think I've set two main goals for 90 days, because I know there's going to be a lot of different things that impact that. So if you're focusing on 30 days, I'd probably say you probably just need one main thing you're going to work on. Is it that you're wanting to grow your audience to a certain size? Are you wanting to get so many sales? Okay, are you wanting to get more bang for your buck? You know, are you wanting to kind of get more people buying it? Are you wanting to scale your ads? Are you wanting to, you know, fill in the blank, whatever it is? But rather than giving, and I'm not talking about little tasks, this is like the overarching kind of target in terms of what you're looking for. So kind of give yourself one project to work on, because it's going to be very easy for time to dwindle, and there's going to be a lot more things that you might even anticipate that's going to bring you into that project. So kind of just set one main goal for that 30 days. And like I say, that's then just going to help you. Say if you're doing 90 days, you might have up to 3 main things. Okay, I think I'm giving myself 2 for this 90 days, because I know there's going to be a lot of different, there's going to be a lot of testing, a lot of different pieces to the puzzle. So once you kind of got that goal, you've set your intention, you've given yourself that main project you're going to do, then I want you to list out all of those tasks, the actions that you need to do to achieve that. And there might be things that you forget about, you don't quite realize need to be done until you're going through it. But at least kind of list out all the different things, the tasks that you're going to need to do in order to get that project done or hit that goal. Then once you've got like kind of like a brain dump, and you can use whatever you want. If you're a pen and paper girl, I like using Trello. Whatever you need to do, just get it out of your head. Do like a first initial brain dump, and then you might need to come back and go, oh, actually, I thought of that. I thought of that. Then prioritize it. So then look at those things and go, right, what are the biggest priorities out of those things, and kind of put them in an order. And then you can actually look at splitting it out then over the weeks. So you've got 4 weeks, sometimes 5 in a month. Look at then prioritizing those and then schedule them into your calendar. So actually put blocks into your calendar, your diary, again, whatever you like to use. You can either go a little bit higher level where you're like, okay, well, this I'm just going to be focusing on techie things. This is going to be about copywriting. This block is going to be about whatever. Or you can go granular and say, right, this half an hour I am going to be talking to people. This block I'm going to be writing emails, like whatever. So you can go, it's entirely up to you how you do this, but actually then planning it out and saying, when are you actually going to do it? That's the bit that, and again, I used to fail doing. I would have all this to-do list, but I wouldn't actually really then go as far as actually scheduling it into my day. And I'm trying, I've tried various different ways. People will do things differently. So there's no right or wrong way of doing it. You just got to find what works for you. But at least block out some time slots into your calendar that you can then dedicate to that. And I say it might be that you again, things come up. You might get a sick child, or you might suddenly whatever. And you can't do that. That's fine. You can just then reschedule it in for another day. So it kind of keeps you on track. And you just keep evaluating and see how are you going towards that goal. And that brings me on to number 4, which is track and evaluate. And this is absolutely critical. So I'm curious to know who already evaluates their work, evaluates their tasks, and keeps track of things. So I'm curious to know. So just let me know in the comments if you already do this. If you do, fantastic, amazing. A lot of people kind of don't think to do this, and so it's kind of one of those things where you kind of sort of have to ask yourself, well, how do you know if you've hit it? How do you know if you've hit your goal? How do you know if you're on track to hit your goal or surpass it, or have things kind of gone a bit, the shit hits the fan sort of thing, and you're like, oh my God, I'm like nowhere near it. Janice, I do in Excel, but I love yours. Thank you, Janice. Yeah, so, and you can find what works for you. So yeah, and it's great that you do some tracking. And like I say, and I'm going to actually show you what I use to help you, because tracking, like I say, it's going to help you know if you are on track to hit those goals. It helps you to see if things are really working. Fantastic, things are working, and then you might look at, okay, well, how can I do more of this, or how can I scale things? Tracking helps you to see any potential weak areas that need more of your attention, more of your focus to improve. So let's say, for example, you can get loads of people to talk to. Maybe you're getting Zoom calls booked in with people, or you're having loads of messenger conversations, but they just will not convert into a customer or a client. So you haven't got a lead issue, but you've got a conversion issue. You've got something's breaking down that's getting people from being interested to actually taking the plunge. So your focus doesn't necessarily need to be on that kind of input of people coming in, because that's working. But instead, you need to know, okay, so that bit's fine. but I just can't seem to close people. You know, if you're doing like the sort of DMing, calls on Zoom or the phone or whatever, and maybe have great conversations, really connect with someone, but they just don't take the action. Okay, so what might you be able to do to try and improve that? So that's where your attention needs to be. And you get a lot of that information from evaluating and tracking. I'm a spreadsheet geek, I'm not gonna lie. I love my spreadsheets. You can track things however you like, but again, it's kind of seeing what's your goal. Okay, if you want to be able to convert 10% of your leads into your thing, okay, so how do you know if you're there or not? Are you way off? Have you surpassed it? Are things rocking it? Are you at 20? Amazing. But how do you know if you don't track it? I say, so it helps you see your progress. It helps you see areas that need more of your attention and focus. And it's just great to then be able to say it's perfect for evaluating and looking at what have you actually done? You know, like it's great at the end of the year to kind of go, right, how did I do? How did I do last year? How much revenue did I bring in? How much did I actually get to pay myself? You know, I mean, I track it every single week. So to help you with that, I'm going to show you a little bit of, like I say, what I have created. I love spreadsheets. I use them a lot in my corporate jobs. And I have built many spreadsheets and adapted them a lot over the last 6 years I've been in business. And so I have created I kind of basically bundle them all together and was like I'm offering out to people so that you can then grab them. If you don't like spreadsheets and you haven't got a clue how to create formulas and conditional formatting and all the snazzy stuff that goes with it, I've got you. If you just don't have the time to create something, I've got you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I use. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you what I've got. So let's do. I haven't done share screen in this thing before, so let's see how we go. So I want that screen share. Okay, let's change to that. Show in stream. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see. No, that's the wrong way around. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to move this over here so I can see any comments that might come in. So basically, I'm giving away all of these spreadsheets. So there's a mixture of things. It's basically everything that I use to track all of my marketing. It's how I have used to do client work. I use it to track my email metrics, and I've got different stuff. So I'm going to show you what you get. So basically, this is called the Big Daddy marketing spreadsheet because it is just the Big Daddy. All right. I'm not going to go into all the nitty gritty details of this, but basically you can track your leads. So it's just loading. There we go. So I've got tabs where you can track your leads. So if you've got your own lead magnets or if you are promoting affiliate stuff, you can kind of pop in the names of those and keep track of those leads that come in every single week. You've got stuff here for the whole year, all split out into weeks. You can also then track your kind of front end sales, you know, that maybe the lower cost sales every single week as well. It then gives you a monthly view here, and then you also get a quarterly view. There is then a tab which then looks at the conversion rate. So like I mentioned, if you want to know, okay, well, how many leads does it take me to sell one of my things? This is going to keep track of that. So you can then see the percentage of lead to sale. And so this is when you'll then be able to see some consistency or see it grow or reduce, whatever. So you can keep an eye on it and also track your sales and stuff there as well. You can also then track how much you're spending on advertising and what your profit is and stuff like that. There's an affiliate funnel one, so kind of the same, but just for affiliate sales. So if you're promoting somebody else's stuff, you can pop in how much commission you get, and again, keep track of all of that. There's little instructions everywhere for you. You then get to dissect the funnel from like a higher view. So this will show you like a sort of bird's eye view of how a particular funnel is working. I've then got an ad tracker. So if you're doing Facebook advertising, this is a tracker that I built. And again, I've changed this so many times. This is the current one I use to track your ads. And so I've got millions of columns, but it's just, I kept adding new things. So mostly focusing on leads. You've got the main stuff here. Then if you're kind of doing videos, you've got a bit of video view, tracking the landing page views, sales page views, stuff like that. And then you've got the sales. So how many front-end sales have you got? And then if you've got a funnel that kind of upsells. And again, this can be used for affiliate funnels or your own. And then how much actual sales or commission are you made and how much are in profit are you? ROAS means return on ad spend. And so again, so this is great to be able to see how well are your actual ads doing for you. And especially with, you might have seen in Ads Manager that there's a change with Apple devices. Basically what that means, it's not going to be, the Ads Manager, it's not going to be so accurate in the tracking. So it's going to be the reporting. So by having your own spreadsheet that you can keep track of stuff is going to be even more vital when this change comes. I don't know if it's already happened. I don't know when it's starting. I need to probably read that little notification again. But you're not going to be able to fully rely on the metrics that's shown in Ads Manager. And so having your own tracker that you keep track of everything yourself is going to be even more important. So you get my ad tracker. This is awesome. If you want to be able to predict the future, this is for you. So this basically takes your funnel, or say something about an affiliate funnel, whatever, and you can basically work out. So if you're only making $500 right now every month, and you're like, okay, what is it going to take for me to get up to 2K or 5K or 10K a month? This calculator will tell you, if you're doing paid advertising, it's going to tell you how many people you can get. So here is basically where you can plug in how many leads you might be able to get a day. So if you're looking at a 10K goal, so this one shows it's just under 9. So let's just increase that slightly. So 35, so yeah, so it might be that, okay, so 32 leads a day based on conversion rates. That's why having those numbers is really important. Will, you know, again, it's all based on, you know, certain things, but it's going to actually pull the information from your real ads, from what's actually happening. And so then you're going to be able to see, okay, so my goal, if I want to get to 10K revenue a month from your ads, then I need to have a goal of just over 30 leads per day, which is going to give you X amount of other sales. And then it's going to show you then the money that you're going to earn, and then your approximate ad spend, and then how much profit. So this is really cool. I bloody love this little calculator that I created, because it's great to be able to predict, okay, if you're not where you are right now, and once you've got some consistent results from your advertising, what's it going to do if you double your ad spend? You know, things like that. Okay. Yes, you can share. I saw a question from Janice. Can you, this is amazing. Can you change the currency? Yes, you can. So I've got, this one is in pounds. I've also got a tab in dollars, but it's very easy to change the currency. So if you're neither dollars or pounds, I mean, you'll be in dollars, but you can simply highlight the cells, and then this is obviously using Google Sheets, but you can do the same in Excel. You can then change from it's data, no, it's not, it's format, number, and then down here I've got pounds and dollars, or you can do more formats, more currencies, and then you can change whatever currency you're in. So yeah, it's very easy for you to change, but I've got one in pounds and one in dollars as well. And then if you're using a Facebook group, I used to be a community manager for just over 2 years, and so I created this spreadsheet to help me track all of the engagement and growth of the Facebook groups that I managed. And so again, I've created a template for you. You can just plug and play your information, and it all works it out for you. There's even a really cool dashboard to show you, you know, like core information. Obviously, these just say ref because there's no information there yet. So again, it's if either you want to outsource that to somebody, or if you ever get an opportunity to be a community manager or however, or if you're just doing it yourself and you want to see how well your group is growing, if that's a big part of your strategy, then you can utilize this. So you just plug in these columns and then all the rest is taken care of, and it will show you how it's doing. And again, then you've got a monthly view and a quarterly. So I know this might look at all of this might look a little overwhelming if you're not in it, but trust me, it's so, I love just being able to see data in front of me and go, okay, what's happening inside of my business? And then the last tab in this particular one is just you can track other things if you want to. So this one is kind of all in one chunk. Then you've also got, so if you are, I've also got a network marketing, sales and downline tracker. You've got I've separated that Facebook group one out into its own thing as well for people that might just be maybe outsourcing that or something. If you're tracking emails, if you're using an email autoresponder and doing email marketing, there is a tracker to track your emails every single month. And then I've got a budget one. So if you if you're not tracking your expenses, your income and stuff, you need to get on that straight away. It's part of running a business, is keeping track. And so again, I have got this budget spreadsheet which is going to help you track all of your different income streams if you're kind of working on multiple streams. How much you pay yourself. There's all of your expenses, you know, for your website, the software you might be paying for marketing, and you can amend this however you want, your advertising, etc. Haven't obviously been able to use the travel section for quite a while now. I normally go travel to the States like twice a year, but that's not happened. So yeah, and then it's going to give you that overview up here in terms of your total. Actually, I need to change this to say revenue rather than income. And then how much are you spending on expenses? What's your initial profit? And then if you work on so Profit First is an amazing book. I highly recommend people do it. If you know what that is, or you decide to get that book, there's a whole bit about Profit First, which is about the percentages with what you divide up. There's also a planner, so you can plan out your income. So yeah, if you want to hit 100K, this kind of helps you map out how you get there. And then there's even a tax summary. So this is obviously based on UK tax. So yours, if you're in a different country, it might be different. But this just kind of helps give you a bit of an idea of how much tax and national insurance you might have to pay. So you're going to get that as well. So you're getting a ton of stuff. All right. So yeah, and it's all kind of put together in a course called the Big Daddy Online Business Tracking Bundle, which was cool. So I'm going to take that and just bring up. So say if you want to get that, it's super cheap, super affordable. I wanted to make it accessible for everybody. You can get it for just £37. So that's nothing. You get all of that tracking. It's just to say you can amend them how you want. You can, if you've got questions or you think actually, I want something a bit different, you can always reach out to me and we can always work out. If you want me to build you something bespoke, I'm totally up for doing that. But I'm basically giving you all of my tracking. I literally use all of these, apart from the network marketing one, because I'm not in that. I don't do that anymore. But I help a lot of network marketers. And so I built that spreadsheet based on all the information that I was getting from my friends and people. So I kind of built a spreadsheet based on tracking your own personal sales, tracking your team's sales, your attrition, all that kind of stuff is all in there. So if you want to get that, you can grab that. I don't know if a little link or anything has gone into the comments or not, but if it hasn't, then you can just go to jennystevenscoaching.com/big-daddy, I think it is. Let me just find it. So yeah, I'm really proud of these spreadsheets. It's they help me so much. Okay, I started out with way simpler spreadsheets in the beginning, and I've adapted them a lot over the over the time. So you know, you might well I say don't be put off, and it's just you just got to plug in the information, and it's just going to tell you what you need to know. So I'm just going to grab the link for that just in case. I'm hoping the way I set up that little thingy, let me just get rid of that. I don't know if it's actually gone in. So if you want to get that, you can, yeah, so it's Jenny Stevens Coaching. I don't know if it's showing or not. Oh, cool. That has gone in. Yeah, so jennystevenscoaching.com/big-daddy. So yeah, it's only £37. It's nothing, and it's going to help you so much if you're not tracking. And so that evaluation piece, the tracking and evaluating, is massive. It's such a big part of knowing how your business is running. It's such a without it, like I say, you really don't know what's going on. And to be a little bit brutal and a bit frank, you're not treating your business like a business if you're not tracking at least your, you know, your money and stuff like that. But you know, once you're doing more marketing, if you're doing funnels and advertising, awesome. But even if you're just doing more simple organic things, again, you still want to know, well, how many people are you reaching out to in Messenger, and how many people have you got to reach out to get a sale? You need to know that. So yeah, so I'm very proud of that. So you can grab that. Hopefully this little shopping thingy works. I don't know if it does or not. I'm pretty sure when I tested this out, I believe that something goes in the comments, and then you should be able to click on something. And so if you want to grab that, fingers crossed it works. I changed my platforms recently, so any problems, just reach out to me. But oh, thank you, Janice. So Janice said you should be very proud of this. Such a time saver. Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I've done all the hard work for you because I've been the one that spent a lot of time tweaking, testing, coming up with the formulas, trying to get it to do. But I geek out on that kind of stuff. I secretly love it. So, but I know a lot of people aren't like me, and they don't like spreadsheets. So I've just made it a lot easier for you. So go and grab that. £37, probably about 40 something dollars, not very much. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. So I'll look forward to hearing your feedback on that. So that's awesome. Okay, cool. So those are my 4 steps. Okay. I'm going to recap. Also, I'm going to kind of recap in a way so I can use it in a separate video. So if I sound a bit weird, it's just so I can utilize just doing this live now in one go. So I'm going to just kind of recap for you. So if you want to be able to start out this year strong, 2021, and set yourself up for success, I'm sharing 4 steps to help you do that. Number 1, start as you mean to go on. Keep things as simple as possible so you can adapt and pivot when life comes at you. So look at your processes, look at the tools you're using, the softwares, whatever you're doing, and look at how might you simplify it. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed and things are getting a bit much, look at your business and look at how you might be able to simplify it. It will free up headspace, free up time and energy, so you can focus on continuing to keep your business moving whilst you're dealing with everything else. Number 2, set an intention for 30 days, just the next 30 days, or if you do kind of want to be, if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to go a bit further out, I'd say go max 90 days. So that 30 to 90 days, and be clear on the intention first. So set yourself that result that you want to get, and then look at the intention by asking yourself, what does that mean? What's the reason you are doing this? What's the reason that goal is so important for you? If it's a monetary goal, what is that going to enable you to do? And keep asking yourself, so that I can. That kind of helps you get deeper. You want to get a bit of vulnerability and a bit emotional. And so that might just be able to help you set that intention, which is what's going to help keep you driving forwards every single day, doing your action plan. Okay. Then the next thing is about set one main thing that you are going to work on. So it might be a project, one main kind of goal that you're going to aim towards, and then create your action plan based on getting there. So brain dump your action plan, get it all out of your head, and then I want you to plan it out and actually prioritize it. Look at all of those tasks that need to be done, prioritize them, and then actually get them in your calendar. Put out time blocks into your calendar to do those tasks. Without kind of actually putting in your calendar, they may not always get done. But find what works for you, find the method that works for you, but just kind of really have that big goal that you're aiming for. 30 days, just give yourself one. If you're doing 90 days, give yourself a maximum of 3. So it's not going to be too overloaded. And then number 4 is track and evaluate. You need to be able to know, how are you doing? How are things going? Are you close to your goal? Have you surpassed it? Do you need to kind of course correct, you know? So by constantly evaluating and keeping track of your goals, of your efforts, is going to help you to be able to see how things are working. Do you need to kind of knuckle down a bit more? Do you need to do some shifts and change and whatnot to help you get that goal? And so by tracking and evaluating is really going to help that. And if you want to be able to help you with your tracking, I've got the best thing for you, and that is my online business. My Big Daddy online business tracking bundle is a whole set of spreadsheets that are going to help you to keep track of all of your marketing, your sales, your income, your expenses, all of that kind of stuff. I think there's about 6 or 7 spreadsheets in there for you to plug and play and utilize for yourself. So go and grab that for the price, super affordable. So you can just grab it, plug and play. There's instructional videos. There is a lot for you, so you can go and grab that now. Alrighty, okay, any questions? I want to just kind of make sure I just give a couple of minutes for any questions. And what was your biggest takeaway from this very first show of the Brilliant You business show? I'd love to kind of hear what your takeaways and what you took from this, and anything that you're now going to go and do yourself and put into action. I would love to hear that from you. Let's just try out this little crawler. I love this software. If you're looking for a cool software, then this is awesome. It's called BeLive. I've got a special little promo link that's jennystevenscoaching.com/BeLive, BeLive. So you can go to that and you can get some. I know they had an awesome Christmas offer. I was able to get 2 years for 1, which was great. So you can always grab that. But it's really cool how you can do all of that. Janice, value all of your info. Oh, thank you. Bless you. Thank you so much, Janice. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm so pleased that you have got yourself that spreadsheet bundle. Like I say, let me know. Fingers crossed everything works how it should be. But yeah, do let me know how you get on with it. I'd love to hear your feedback on it, which is cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching, whether you were here live or if you were watching the replay. I so appreciate all the likes, the loves, the hearts, the shares, the comments, all of the interaction. As I say, it helps me to make sure that I am providing value for you. And so join me again next Thursday. Oh, one more thing before you go. I'm going to be creating some show notes with kind of a summary of all of this information. I meant to say that earlier, damn it. So if you want to be able to get like an overview of this video with the resources I've mentioned, with a kind of summary, then just comment below show notes. And once it's ready, I will then get that over to you. I'm going to be storing all of the kind of episodes and show notes of this new show in a very special area. Created a kind of brand new resource called the Brilliantly You Business Hub. I'm almost finished in terms of getting it out to everybody. So I'm going to be putting all the episodes of that, say, with like a summary if people don't always have the time to watch a video, with resources and anything else. So if you would like to get your hands on that as well, if you want to be able to come back to this, just comment in show notes and I'll message you as soon as it's ready. Over the next couple of days, once I can obviously process everything, and then you will have that ready to go as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Have an amazing rest of your day. Whoops, didn't do that. Have an amazing rest of your day. Like I say, and go out and make this year an awesome year. just focus on the next 30 days. And I'd love to kind of do share with me how you get on, how things are going for you, using any of the tips that you might have got from me today. And yeah, make it awesome. And I'll see you all next Thursday on another Brilliant You business show. Take care, everyone. Bye.